I know I spoke my mind on this topic at length in my last video, but after throwing 13 more hours into Ready or Not, especially after the Atom update, it's clear the SWAT AI needs more help than I anticipated. Void Interactive stated in the past they are going to take cues from SWAT 3 on how to better adapt the SWAT AI so that they'll make better decisions, which I think is great. That being said, I'd like to give some constructive feedback, and hopefully in the event Void sees this, such feedback will be implemented into the next generation of SWAT AI. Alright, let's rip this band-aid off real quick. The SWAT AI are at best walking portal sentry turrets, and at worst, literally a danger to themselves and others. Let's start with this first clip. I instruct the team to stack on this market door. They choose a split stack, which is a decent choice considering this fenced door, but then this guy at the back of the stack isn't holding coverage on it. So we now have what's essentially an open door being unwatched, where a suspect could easily annihilate one half of the element from 50 yards away. The SWAT AI is notoriously bad for not covering their teammates' back, including the player. This is just the start of such demonstrations. Moving on, the element is told to open and clear the area. The element does an okay job flowing in and splitting up the room, aside from this schmuck. But then we come to the next issue. What is this? They stare at walls like they want to taste what flavor paint was used on them. This goes back to a very old saying whenever doing close quarters battle. If you don't have work, make work. Don't just stare at the wall looking for the Mona Lisa and its patterns. Continuing through this waking nightmare, we get them to a point where I want to split stack these doors. Which, side note, is a great feature, but I definitely want color coordinated elements to come back for us no HUD players out there, because I have no idea which element is already covering which door. Alright, got him into position, let's execute. My brother in Christ, what are you doing? What are you doing? You just left your teammate out there to deal with those threats by himself. This brings us to another issue. The SWAT AI will sometimes just outright ignore your commands like this dolt. I mean, look at all this open area this one operator has to contend with now. And here we are back to wall licking, I see. I feel like basic logic gates can be used here to help the AI along. Is there an area which is uncovered by other AI? Yes. Cover said area while utilizing cover and concealment of your own. Like, the reason the AI isn't even looking in the general direction of where most threats could present themselves in the room is beyond me. I suppose the wall has a particularly interesting textural difference that they like. And here we go again with the AI looking in the direction of least probable threats. It's like they genuinely have no self-preservation built into them. Just another example of how little the AI seems to understand of any form of room clearing doctrine. Sure, we are single-sided stacking, but what is this? I don't buy the excuse that there's no space on the other side of the desk, because there definitely is. So why on God's green earth are they just hanging out like a wet rag looking to get their clocks punched? These guys should be aligned with the wall to prevent unnecessary exposure to an unknown area. Angles are your friend, and apparently these numbnuts failed geometry. Here we are taking a decently small area where the AI not only overpenetrates into the room, they fail to address uncleared areas. Like, why are you both pushing into this corner, keeping your eyes solely on that area where you have a whole unknown section that neither of you have worked through? Now I've got to deal with a suspect in that unknown area and deal with an open door at the same time. And that's why you're dead, silly goose. Sidebar from the SWAT AI, but the suspect AI should be a little smarter than this. I feel like they should see the dead bodies and say, huh, looks like whatever methodology my friends used didn't work, so charging up on this open door is probably not my best interest. In this next clip, we see once again the SWAT AI honestly couldn't care less if they died and will overpenetrate to a fault. Like, he bailed out of the fight without firing a single shot into a position that would actively get him killed if I wasn't there to follow up. Again, with a split stack, where getting murked from dead space to the right is a real possibility. So now this guy is not only subjugating himself to danger from the door, he's leaving himself and the element open to any threats that could come up from the right side. And I know what you're thinking, 60, then why don't you just take up that coverage? Because the AI should actively know that that area should be covered. These are supposed to be high-speed SWAT operators, not children. Paint Chips McGee makes his venerable reappearance, as does this half-hearted split stack situation. Yep. Here we are, leaving our backs exposed to unknown areas again. Lord almighty, man, like I said in the last video, it just doesn't seem like the SWAT AI even has a baseline level of tactical knowledge. Their lack of self-preservation is mentally staggering, and their refusal to cover their teammates is even worse. To reiterate, yes, I am aware of the fact that the devs stated they are going for a SWAT AI rework by 2023. but I'd like to put in my 2 cents that I've garnered from real life room clearing, so that maybe real police tactics get used to actively drive the AI forward in the future, so I can actually have fun playing with the AI rather than leaving them behind and solo running every one of the single player missions because I don't want to babysit the high-speed operators of the game. I'm looking forward to the improvements to the SWAT AI, but for now, I think I'll just tell them.
Move over there.
Gone and gone, sir.
If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and if you want, come join the Discord. Link in the description down below. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And as always, remember our sole objectives. Stop the killing, stop the dying. I'll see y'all later.